Hey everybody, it's Meet Me in Moncton Live. Made that up last week. And I am here this morning with the one, the only, my friend and yours, Tom Garland. Good morning, Tom.
Hey,
Tom and I have been hanging out for the last half hour doing tech support for one another.
yeah,
And I'm just really proud of the way we solve problems together, Tom.
we just come up with a solution.
We do, and here we are making our way into the people's hearts and homes. If you're just tuning in and you don't know Tom and have a question, as you get to know him, please drop them in the chat. We will answer them as we go. But Tom is a realtor here on the Meet Me in Moncton team, and I would say, I'm accurate in saying you are the newest realtor on our
Yeah,
team, the newest to being
yeah.
a residential realtor. So, Tom, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background? What did you do before this? And where you're from also. I'd love you to share that because it's so exciting.
Well, I haven't made it very far from home. Moncton, born and raised. Um, Grandfather's grandfather was in Moncton, so it's been been my place for a long time. Uh,
A lifer, if you will.
yeah.
Yeah.
My background, I've always been into carpentry. I've had a renovation company for the last 8 years and been doing home inspections for the last 3 years.
And
And felt that real estate was the right switch for me.
cool.
Just a change of pace and some different headaches.
Well, I think some of our clients might recognize you because you've done home inspections for our clients before,
Yep.
which is pretty amazing. So I've loved partnering with you in that way in the past. But partnering with you in this way has been just like really,
Yeah.
really cool. But Tom, this is not the first time we have partnered together.
Nope. No.
I would love it if you could share like your earliest memory of you and I working together on a project.
I think they were a group of 10-year-old kids on a football field.
Max. Like that's the oldest they were for sure. They weren't older
Yeah.
than that. Yeah.
Oh, because it was U10, so it would have been 8 and 9-year-olds
Yeah.
herding some cats out there.
Oh my gosh. That's how we met. Our kids were on the same football team and we were both willing to volunteer coach and they paired us up. And thank God you were patient because I really don't know very much about coaching football, but I know a little bit about wrangling
And organizing.
spirited children. I know a little bit about that. So can you tell me, like, are you still coaching football?
Yes. Up until last spring, I was coaching the U16 GMFA Trojans.
Okay.
So we'll see what the fall has to bring. But it's always been a staple in our house. Football's number one for sure.
I know the feeling. I just think it's super fun when you get the opportunity to work with someone before you work with them.
Yeah.
I actually heard a quote yesterday by my coach, and he was quoting someone that was coaching him, and they said, "I can't work with anyone till I work with them." And I just feel like we had such an advantage. You decided to join our team. I mean, like, we didn't go looking for anybody. We weren't thinking about growing at that time, but you approached us about joining our team. And I think it's such an interesting, easy yes.
Yeah.
You've worked with someone to know you can work with someone. So you didn't just volunteer coach with me though.
Nope.
So yeah, tell a little bit more about that.
So it started off volunteer coaching with you, and then a few years in, I got the great opportunity to coach with Ryan. So I coached with him for a few years, and then high school football started, and we kind of got divided.
Coached against him a little bit too, right?
Yeah. U14, we coached against each other, which was a tall task for both of us, I guess. And then And then once we got past the GMFA football and started getting into high school, and then previous high school loyalties got in the way, and we're still friends, but the Moncton High Trimble rivalry will never die.
And well, that's what's so interesting, right? Like, so Ryan's from Ontario. I went to Moncton High, but our boys played for Moncton High, and of course, your son Ben played for Trimble the last few years. Graduated last year, and so we found ourselves on opposite sides for a few months a year. It's really remarkable. We actually have not worked together through a football season yet, so we're not sure how that's going to go.
Yeah, there's going to be some animosity for sure. For just a little bit though.
Feeling a little tense.
Just during homecoming, and then we'll be fine.
Right. I keep thinking we should engineer some kind of like marketing campaign around homecoming. So, what made you, like, you're home inspecting, you're doing contractor stuff, whatever. What was it about this career that made you decide, hey, that's what I might want to do?
It's been something that we've kind of talked about before. Just being in the trades and being around houses and doing the home inspections, and with us starting our family young, it was always a thought of like flipping houses and stuff in the future when the kids move out. Kind of hard to flip houses when the kids are young. So that was kind of on our radar.
Okay.
And then the more we talked about it, and what I feel that I could bring to help my clients out, it just felt like the right move, and we were looking for a little bit of a change, and so we decided to pull the trigger and jump on with a solid team.
So what's been your biggest surprise so far? You're how many months in? Wait, you started in
February.
So
late February.
February, March, April, May, June, July. So you're 7 months in. What has been your biggest surprise so far?
I don't know. I think the biggest surprise is the well, definitely dealing with other real estate agents.
We'll keep it clean, but yes. Tell me more, and remember we're live.
No, it's just yeah. No, I think it's the highs and lows of it. Like when you're super busy, and like you'll have a weekend that you're just running, and then you'll have 2 days with like, okay, I think I should be running. And then it's just the highs and lows of it is probably the biggest change. And not having, when I was doing carpentry, it was a 9 to 5, go to work. When you're done work, I mean, I still had to do estimates and stuff, but like real estate, you'll be sitting on the couch watching a movie, and then all of a sudden you got to go do paperwork for 2 hours.
Right. It's been really, so I quit drinking a year ago, and that's been really convenient, because when I didn't before I quit drinking, I would always be like, can I have a drink yet? Or do you think my phone's going to ring? Like I would play that. Like if we were at a dinner, an event, I'd always be like, oh, it's only 8:30. Like there's a chance something could happen or an offer could come in. Like, so I hear that scheduling bit a lot. Cause I definitely felt it, but I do want to come back to the other comment about realtors, because I think it's important. Like I can see, like, we're trying to kind of, one of the thing is we don't want to, there's a lot of great realtors, so we don't sound like we're kind of, complaining about realtors. There's a lot of amazing realtors, but what we do find is sometimes the most challenging part of this job can be other realtors. And that happens, in my opinion, when we're dealing with folks who could use some support in their communication. Yeah. And that's really what it is, right? So it like comes down to whether it's getting like people getting back to you or following up, or just planning in advance. Like there's so many things coming at you. And I think there's like most people in this business, I'm assuming positive intention, but really, like, I don't think people understand the amount of moving parts from start to finish in a real estate transaction. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you before?
No. I was looking at the folder that I have for one of the transactions I was working on, and you look through the folder, and there's just like 35 documents inside that folder of just signed documents and transfers and all this stuff. It's like, whew, there's a lot that goes into it.
The learning curve is almost unexplainable, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like it's like it would be wild. But I did a post a couple years ago, and I can't remember the exact number, but I wrote out all the steps in the sale process. And I think I did a blog about it. And I believe there was 183 tasks on our list to sell your home. And it's just, I don't know, I find it very interesting. Like I have a client right now that was considering possible private sale, and they decided to work with us. And every time we talk, I'm like, okay, here are options. We have this, and now here are options, this, and this. And everything's very strategic and thought through that we do. And every time they're just like, oh, wow, I didn't know. And I just think, imagine if you didn't have this, like the things that I don't know how people private sale, and I don't know how people enter the business without strong mentorship. I just don't know. Anyway. Okay, so that was
I don't know either, because I never did that.
You never did that. There you go. So biggest surprises include the scheduling, and I would say like just such a variety and approach too. I think people would assume that the business is a lot more streamlined. Like if Natalie does it this way, so does every realtor.
Yeah.
And that's just not true, right?
No. Yeah, we have different marketing strategies and different ways of doing things and different outreach.
Right.
Even our marketing stuff, where have my sign up at the Rocky Stone Field, and you guys have your signs up at Moncton High's field. Like, there's just it's definitely not a cookie cutter system that you can just plop yourself in and here's your business.
Yeah, it's really we put a lot of thought for sure behind the strategy, and I think it's even like I feel like our job too. So we manage our clients and their expectations and their feelings, but coming back to working with other realtors, we also have to manage their emotions, because there's two people at the ends of the transaction. There's two people in the middle, right? So it's like you've got the client and the client, the buyer and the seller, and you get the realtor and the realtor. And it's like you communicate directly to your client. You know that you've managed emotions and kept things kind of moving forward and smooth there. But you've got this other person that is actually a function like that can impede or enhance the communication the other way, right? Yeah. And so it's a really interesting situation, because if this person is not managing their emotions or communicating strongly, then the message never gets transmitted through. So there's a lot of consideration in how we deliver information. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your first deal.
Yes.
Was in the winter in February, right?
Yeah.
You went to market, first listing you ever had, and did it sit?
No. We were 5 days on market with, I think we had in total nine or so offers on it.
I thought you were gonna say 3. I didn't realize you had 9 offers on that first one, because Ryan helped you with it.
Yeah.
Wow. First deal, 9 offers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Thinking like you were a week in the business, like what were you thinking?
These people are crazy. No, it was nice to kind of be trial by fire. Yeah. Kind of know what the stresses can look like and kind of break the ice to hopefully have a couple smoother transactions down the road. Mm-hmm. I'm also finding out that smooth transactions aren't that plentiful.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a reason we're here. If If it
And,
was super easy, then they would just do it themselves.
well, touche. And I think that what's cool is, or what I am the proudest of, is when my clients think it was a smooth transaction, even if it wasn't, right? So I feel like that's really what we, in my opinion, that's what we do, is that we manage their emotions so they can make a decision that's aligned with their goals. And that means we manage their emotions, but we manage all this other stuff in the situation. Like, not everything that happens actually is relevant to the client. So for example, if you there, of course, there's most of the information is relevant to the client, but there can be things that take place in the course of a transaction that would absolutely stress them out that they may never have to know about. That sounds so weird when I say it. So I'm trying to think of a good example, but because it sounds like I'm saying, like, don't tell your clients things. That's not what I mean. We disclose everything. It's more of a situation of, for example, sometimes we'll get requests that are unreasonable. And so things like, here's an example. Let's say we're in a transaction. I'm seller's agent, you're buyer's agent. Seller's realtor, buyer's realtor, because in New Brunswick, we're not called agents. Seller's realtor, buyer's realtor. And we have firmed up conditions, okay? So we are in a situation where you made an offer, we accepted the offer. Now you've done your home inspection, accepted it, the sold sign is on the house. We have firmed up conditions and closing is in 2 weeks. And you message me and you say, hey, Natalie, I'd like to go in with a contractor and get some quotes. Okay. So I'm going to talk to my client and give them my best advice on that matter and see what they choose. So I'm going to disclose that the request was made. So then my client says, no, you can't come back until after closing. Okay. So I go back to you and I say, hey, Tom, I'm sorry, my client has declined your request. And then you lose your mind. And you were like, this is ridiculous. This is not fair. I've been a realtor for 27 years and I have never had anybody say no. And who do you think you are? And what's wrong with the way you do business? Now, I'm not saying that happens in this business, but it may have happened.
It may have happened.
It may have happened. I am not bringing that back to my client.
Yeah.
I am not. My client has answered the question. I have answered the question. I'm not going back to my client and being like, listen, they're really mad. Can you reconsider?
Yeah.
Right. And sorry that I went on a tangent there, but I just felt like I had to qualify what I said because it sounded like I was saying, let's disclose. No, but what my client doesn't need is someone else's emotions coming into and clouding their decision making. And they hired me as a professional adult to handle like that.
To represent them on their decisions.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. And so it's their wishes that get communicated and then get protected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry. I'm going to come back to you. I just felt like I needed to go into a little TED talk there. All right. So you've been a Moncton your whole life. And what is your favorite thing? Like, it's the weekend. You have nothing on. What's your favorite thing to do around town?
Probably go to Cheers for some wings.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. That is such a Trimble thing to do.
What can I say?
That's amazing. How long have you been going to Cheers?
Well, we bought our house in 2008 and it's within walking distance of Cheers. So
okay. So would you consider yourself a regular?
It's been a little bit less as of late, but we definitely were regulars for a while.
That's amazing. So I know Jen very well, the owner. We were grade 1 friends. We were in grade 1 together. Probably one of my oldest friends. Anyway, so they're amazing. If you're watching this, you've never been to Cheers, like, you gotta go. It's amazing, like old school pub vibes and great pub food. So wings is your go-to?
Wings is definitely my go-to, and then it would be the matzo sticks there.
Awesome. Okay. Oh yes. Okay, during Poutine Week,
now I'm hungry.
I know. I'm like, during Poutine Week, they did a done right sauce. I don't know if you know done right barbecue sauce. That's one of my marketing clients, but they did a done right sauce poutine, and it was like, I haven't stopped thinking about it. And I think Poutine Week was in April. Anyway. Okay, Tom, one of my favorite things about working with you on this team is you are like incredibly smart and creative. Like you're very like next level smart at business ideas. And I love that. And it's so fun to have you on the team. You'll come up with something. I always say like funny equals smart. You know what I mean? So if someone's funny, and you're quite funny, if someone's funny, that comes from intelligence, and it's like no exception with you. You're always coming with great ideas. You're such an asset to the team. Have you always been that guy? Like, have you always been creative marketing genius?
Genius. I don't know if I've always been like quick-witted when it comes to things like that, and things just kind of pop into my head out of the blue and make myself laugh sometimes.
Well, now you have a place to put that.
Exactly. And have a team to run with it really well.
Yeah, no, we really we are running with some of your ideas that are coming around soon. So we're really pumped to have you and your creativity. It's amazing. Okay, what's your favorite thing about doing this work?
Favorite thing about doing this work would be I don't want to say like the freedom, but being able to make my own schedule somewhat, and like I was doing 7 to 5 when I was doing renovations, and then you're stuck on the job site. You can't get out to, if you have to drop something off, like those little bits of freedom and the irregular schedule.
Yeah.
Is kind of nice after being stuck on a job site for so long, and also the fact that like in order to make a paycheck in carpentry, you need to be there for those 40 hours.
Right.
There's no leeway around it. And for me, a lot of the struggles with it was finding employees to work.
Yeah.
And having to rely on them. And if I'm not on the job site, are they working? Then client comes back and complaining about whatever. So like not having to deal with that is kind of putting my mind at ease a little bit right now.
Well, it's interesting. When you came and said you want to join the team, I saw like such an opportunity that we could collaborate on. And it was like, you're new to the business. You need to grow a business. We're old to the business. We know how to grow a business. And can we plug those things in together, right? So I'm going to I want to show something. Hold please. I got right here. Where are they? Oh, I just have a package. So you can't really see. These are like your postcards. Your mailer postcards, your little face. There's Tom's face. So if you've been around a while, you've seen these postcards with my face on them. But now we have some with Tom's face on them. And what we were able to do, which I think was just so fun, was plug you into a marketing system that already works, that we already know. And so how do we take somebody who is here to grow a business and just pop them in? And then your listings now get all of the strategy and treatment of ours, right? So that means when we talk about our marketing strategy, I share a lot about our 7-11-4 approach, where we're doing, social and paid Facebook ads and all of mailers and all of the above. There's you on the back too. Look. Tom's clients get the same, right? Because you're on the team. And so that's not something that I've ever seen offered locally on a team. And I think has really been fun because you're learning the job enough. That's enough. And now you get to like stack in this marketing system that's taken us, 18 to 20 years to develop, really, and to get to where we are with. And then you've got that already. So you don't have to learn that part. It's just like done.
Yeah.
You can go out and learn the stuff that you have to learn, right? Yeah. How's that been?
So for me, the easiest part of the transition was talking to clients, and like for me, holding an open house. I know someone offered an open house to me the first week that I became a realtor, and they're like, "Oh, well, are you comfortable with that? Like, if they have any questions," I was like, "If there's one thing I do know, it is homes. Like, I'm pretty comfortable going into a home. If they have a question, I'm pretty sure I got that one locked down."
Yeah.
Um, so talking to clients and talking about homes and talking like if they have something in mind, I can help them discuss what that is, or if there's something that kind of catches my eye that they might not have seen, like that's
That's your jam.
that's my jam.
And then your marketing's handled, really. So then it comes down to, your job, and your learning now is like contracts, rules.
Yeah.
Nobody understands how big that is, how huge part of the job it is. I got to spend some time yesterday with realtors who don't work with us. Well, you were there too. We get to spend some time with realtors that don't work with us, that are either different brokerages or under different downlines, so that we're not in any kind of a formal relationship with them as mentors. But we get to spend some time just doing some cool kind of coaching and training on content and
Instagram Reels.
That's right. And but of course we talk business while we're there, and you could see these, like, I could just feel where they are, which is like, I have so much to learn, right? Like,
yeah.
and I could feel it, and I just wanted to pour into them so much, and it really brought me back to like the confidence you're able to have, because A, you have this background about houses, that you have that confidence, and then B, you've got this system here. And so now your focus really is, just kind of like, go get some clients, make sure you know what you're doing with the contracts. Of course, we're always here for that. But I don't know, I'm really excited about your journey so far. And I've seen so many people try to go it alone when they first start and have such a hard time.
Yeah, I definitely would not have I mean, it wouldn't have been this level for sure. The amount of time that I've spent on the phone with Ryan going over contracts and different wordage, and can't say that, have to this way, and Ryan's definitely a word wizard when it comes to contracts.
He's that's Ryan's zone of genius, in my opinion, is like, he's the president of NVREA, so I hope so. But like, but really that is Ryan's zone of genius, is like clauses, contracts, strategy. Like, I'm very strategic as well. But he's super strategic. I see you having like a lot of strategy strength as well. And I think that like once the knowledge base is there, you're going to be off to the races. But yeah, if you need a clause written, if you have and if you're watching this and you're not a realtor and you're like, why would you write a clause? Like, that's a big part of our job, is making sure your contracts protect whatever. So you might have some very obscure situation on your land that nobody's ever seen before. And you want that could really affect like the value of your land, everything. Oh my gosh, there could be a condition with your land that affects your health. Like, there's major issues that we look into when you're purchasing or selling a property that need sometimes custom clauses written to protect you in a legal capacity. And you need somebody strong to do that. And if someone doesn't have support that's strong at doing that, man, it's bad, right? Yeah. Cool. Tom, I know you were nervous about doing this, so you did a great job.
My first live.
You did amazing. So we're going to have you back again, of course, to share more. But I just wanted everybody to meet you, because I am your biggest fan. I think you're so smart and brilliant. You're going to just crush in this career. Anybody watching, if you know Tom and you're proud of him, share this. Like, get more people to know him. Let's get the word out. Okay, Team Tom. And if you are like, oh my gosh, that's who I want to be my realtor, like, just DM us. Be like, I need Tom to help me. And have a great weekend. Are you working this weekend?
Nope.
Got a weekend off?
Well, we're renovating the kids' bedrooms, so we're We had 4 days where they were gone camping with my mother, and we decided, oh, we don't have any kids. Let's renovate the rooms. So we're just trying to finish those up now.
Never a dull moment, eh?
No.
Well, if
No.
you want to come hang out in my backyard while a deck gets built, you're always welcome.
Oh yeah. I'll be in the pool and let Ryan know how to build the deck.
Directions at him. Tammy just commented, Tom is amazing to work with. Yay. Awesome. Okay, Tom, thank you so much for being here and doing your first live. I'm so proud of you. I know you were like, quack. Do we really have to do this? Are you sure you still want to do this? I'm really glad we did it. I hope you are too. Yeah. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, everybody.